Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to create the sign in and sign up page of our website. So this is I have already created the designs of the sign in and sign up pages. So actually it's a one page that we have displayed the sign up and sign in sides. I will show you later in the video how do we do that. First of all, we have to load the genders in the sign up page. So what we have to do is that in our database we can see that you can see that there's a gender table. We have created a relationship between the gender and user, and there's a gender table, and we have to get the gender names of the gender table. So in order to do that, we have to create first. We have to create the connection between the database and the PHP side, which is the backend. So we have created a class called database, and we have created a public static variable called connection, and from this function, which is actually also a static and public function called setup connection, and if this statement is not if that statement is true, we can go inside this uh, if inside this if block. What we have done in this statement is that if there is nothing holding from the $sign connection in the database class, the statement is true, which means we can go inside the if block. So when we go inside the if block, what it does is that it's gonna create a connection between the database and PHP side, and it's gonna keep in this connection variable. So after that, we go into this function, which is only we have created it only for insert, update, delete queries. So when we give a query from the PHP side, and when we are calling this function, we have to give a parameter for this. So we're gonna give the query for here, and we're gonna first call the function, the setup connection function, and from that it will check whether there is a connection between the database and uh, backend, and if there is no connection they're going to create it, and if there is a connection they're going to keep it, and if after that, since there is a connection, they're going to execute the query in the database side. So in the insert, update, delete queries, we don't get a result set. So we have created a special method for search query, because in the end we are going to get some data set from the database side. So again, we're gonna call the setup connection function, and after that, we're gonna again execute the query that we are gonna get from this parameter. We're gonna execute the query, and at last we will get the get a data set. We're gonna keep it as the result set, and we're gonna return that data set. So you can see in the sign up page from here to here. This is the sign up section. So you can see this is the gender section of the sign up section. You can see that. So this is the select. I think all the guys know that what is a select. This is the select. You can see that it's an input which we can uh, select one of these options we get. So after that, we're gonna call the search function from the database class, which is this. This is the function. So we have to, when we are going to create that function, we have to give a parameter. So we're going to give the parameter as the getting all the data from the gender table, and we will get some rows. I will show you. So we are going to call this table from this variable, and we're going to check how many rows are there in that table, and keep it in the $num variable, and we're gonna run a for loop. So what this for loop do is that till this statement is false, it's gonna run. This for loop is only running 2 times this time, since you can see that there's only 2 rows in here, and it's gonna keep the first row at the first time. We're gonna take that result set, and we're gonna read in this code. What we're gonna say is that we're gonna run we're gonna take the data we got, and we're gonna take the first row of that data, keep it in the data variable. So the first row is this row. We're gonna take it and assign it for the data variable. And what we have done in here is that we have closed the PHP tag, and since we're gonna use HTML in here, we're gonna again we're gonna create the options tag, which is you can see in the selector we have options. That is the option tag. So we're gonna keep the value as the ID of that table, which is the value of the ID of the first row. We're gonna keep it as the value, and we're gonna print the name of the gender in here. So we're gonna take the first row of the table, and we're gonna take the column called we're gonna take the data in the column called gender name, which is this in the first row. The column called gender name, we're gonna take this data, which is called male, and we're gonna print it. And when the for loop for the second time, it's gonna take the second row of the table and do the same thing as previous. And it's gonna take the gender name of the second row, which is female, and it's gonna store the value as the gender ID of that second row, which is 2. So that's it for the gender selection. So now we're gonna talk about how to move to the sign in. So whenever we clicks this button, it's gonna call a function from the JavaScript side, which is known as a change view function. So what it basically do is that you can see in the sign in box, there's a class called in this div. There's a class called dnone, which carries out this whole sign in box, which is this design. So what basically do from dnone is that it's gonna hide this entire div. dnone is called display none, which is created by Bootstrap framework. We're gonna use that class to hide sign in box at the first moment we enter to the website. So while that, the sign up box, we haven't wrote any dnone stuff in the sign up box. You can see in here we haven't wrote anything. So it's the div that is gonna show right now when we reload this page. So whenever we enter the page, it's gonna show up as the sign up box, since there's no dnone in here. So when we go to JavaScript side, we have called the change view function whenever we click the already have an account sign in button. So what it basically do is in here, I will show you what it is doing. So it's gonna take the sign up box ID and it's gonna take the sign in box ID both and keep it in these 2 variables. And when I say that it's going to take the sign up box ID, it means that we're going to take that the tag which is in this ID. You can see this div is the tag that assigned for this ID. So we can now access from the JavaScript side for the classes. For the classes in this ID. So what it basically do is that whenever we click that button, It's gonna take these tags of these IDs, and it's gonna check now if we took the sign in box, and it's gonna check the class list in that sign in box, and if there is a dnone class, it's gonna remove the dnone class, and if there is no dnone class, it's gonna add dnone class. You can see it's written in here. So I will show you from the inspect so you can easily observe it. So let me go to there first. Yeah, you can see, wait. Yeah, so this is the deal. You can see this is the box we're talking about. This is the sign up box. It's going to show you. And whenever, and the, yeah, wait. And this is the sign in box. You can see it's D none currently. And whenever we tap this, you can see that this in this tag there was no D none class added until we click that button. So, and when we click that button, it's going to add the dnone class. While when the dnone class was in this div, and when we click that button, it's going to remove the dnone class. Same again when we again click this button. Yeah. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, drop down in the comment section. I will answer you guys for those questions. So see you guys in next video.